Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Good Time Gal. I'm your host, Caitlin Peluffo. Thank you for tuning in. This week, we have the oh-so-beloved Corinne Fisher on the podcast. What a little angel she is. She's a tiny angel with a tiny dog and a huge mural in her living room of her and that tiny dog. She's a boss bitch. I love her tremendously. You can catch her. She has 2 podcasts. For Jesus Christ, get it together. She's got 2 podcasts. Guys We Fucked, of course, and then she's got a new podcast called Without a Country. It's very fun. You should listen to those, and then follow her on Instagram, Philanthropy Gal. She's a nice, warm person, and the more I get to know her, the more I just fall madly in love with her. Also, follow the podcast at Good Time Gal Pod on Instagram. Follow me at Caitlin Peluffo, Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to do me a huge solid, it would be great if you wrote a review on iTunes and gave me 5 stars, baby, or whatever stars are in your heart. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but it would help because it helps people find the podcast. And then more people, it hits their eardrums. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Live your life. I know, just another thing to do. Add it to the list. But it would help me out a bunch. I can stop making all these fake emails and saying, wow, that Caitlin's really spunky. I would never call myself spunky. I'm way too tired. I need caffeine. Thank you for listening to the pod, and please enjoy Corinne Fisher so I can stop rambling on. Goodbye. Alfred can pick his squeaky toy. Squeak away, buddy. Hello. Well, hi, Corinne Fisher. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, thanks for coming here. I feel nothing makes me feel better than when I force someone to come to my home to do a podcast. I'll do anyone's I would do Hitler's podcast if he came to my apartment. I don't care.
Well, he doesn't seem like much of a go-getter, but
my dog has placed his bone right on the recording device.
Yeah, that's okay though. It's still red. You're doing great, Alfred. Alfred was not a fan of me when I walked in.
That was a normal greeting for anyone. Don't take it personally, honestly.
Too late, but so now I'm just like, whatever you want, Alfred. You want to chew the actual Zoom? Go ahead. You can chew whatever
He warmed up really fast. I base it all off of like how long does it take him to warm up. And don't worry, there's no one that he's going to hate more than he hates Big J. Ogerson for some reason. So you're good.
All right.
And that really hurts Jay's feelings.
I mean, this face is so sweet. It's such a sweet kind. Oh, hello.
Hi,
Look
baby.
back at it. Hello. So sweet.
He's a podcasting dog.
Yeah. He knows. Oh, microphones are out? I'm silent.
He
Good
knows.
Job. Good job.
Yeah, he would be asleep if the ring light was on. He knows that's what mommy really means business.
Have you been doing a lot of Zoom shows?
Not a ton, but I do them. My friend John Campanelli runs some really fun ones. I was very against it, but then I was like, Corinne, stop fighting it. Just try it. Mm-hmm. People want to see it. You could do it. 'Cause like people will come if you do it, Yeah. And then I feel bad. It's like, okay, well, yeah, obviously like if you live in spaces where there is no comedy, it's just because I have this like elitist New York City thing where it's like, well, people are tripping over comedy. They don't need to just see it on Zoom. But like, I forget that it does actually bring joy into the hearts of some. Because it's been so long since it brought joy into my heart. Yeah. But no, I love comedy. Everyone makes fun of me because like you'll see me, especially in the days like when we were inside clubs. If I didn't have another spot, I would sit and watch the rest of the show and like laugh like a real dork. Like just really enjoy the show. You do that. I love comedy. I really do.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Last night I was doing a show that was live, and I feel so spoiled. Yeah. Because it was like it was heated, outdoor rooftop. People had their jackets off.
Nice. My God, tropical.
I was like, this is a pre-COVID show here, and there was one guy right in the middle who would not laugh. And so it just ruined the whole thing. I was like, I'm going to quit. I'm going to jump off this roof.
That really throws you off when there's one guy.
Oh, and he's sitting right in the middle, just smug as shit. And then right at the beginning of my closer, his friend walks in and says hi. And he doesn't even acknowledge his friend who sits right next to him. And then I just chewed him out for the rest of the
that guy's just an asshole, it seems.
I was like, do you feel joy? What is wrong with you?
Wow.
Where's your heart? But it did throw me off for the whole set. And I was like, this
So
is
he won.
He
Maybe
won.
he's a plant. Maybe your enemies plant someone like that in the audience.
Yeah. My enemies. Who would that be? Kelly from college. That
Kelly?
would be my.
Oh, because I was like, I got a lot of enemies. So
No, you don't.
I would believe. Yeah, I do. I have
do?
enemies that I don't even ever met them before, but they really don't like. I'm very unlikable. I'm both very likable and unlikable, but there's no in between, which is the problem. So there's no one who's like, oh, Corinne's fine. They're either like, oh my God, I love Corinne, or she is at the spawn of Satan. Like those are the two choices that you have. I'm used to it by now. It's okay.
Well, if it makes you feel better, when I first met you, I was like, oh, she's fine.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
You
And
know what?
then
There you go. That makes me feel better now.
I got to know you, and now I love you.
Now I feel like I have to work on my mediocrity
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah. Get more regular, please.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, this mural's not helping. Here.
I made Caitlin sit in front of a 16-foot mural of myself.
I mean, with her legs spread and then beautiful Alfred. by
Yeah,
her
like
side.
I'm leg spread Rihanna style.
I love it. This is screams boss bitch,
Thank you.
and it's I was not expecting it.
You know that TikTok trend that's going around right now? Like, how do you so this is for me. This is how do you tell someone you're a boss bitch without telling them you're a boss bitch?
Yeah.
And it's have a 16-foot mural. You know what? I got to make that TikTok
You should.
actually, because who else can do it?
No one else. You just walk in and just hello, right up to Mama Hoo Ha, right there.
It's also good that there is like this really long, unnecessary, like winding hallway leading into my 700 square foot apartment. It's a lot of lead up.
It is. It's like, what's going on? Ooh, I can't wait. And then pow.
There's
It's
more
phenomenal.
hallway than actual living space.
Yeah. And then I assume that's a loft up there?
Yeah, that's my bedroom up
God
there.
damn, you're hip. This is the
Thanks.
coolest apartment with a backyard.
It really says, I'm not looking to get married and I won't get married. That's the energy I wanted to put out there.
Are you anti-marriage?
Listen, I might do it one day. I mean, for me, if we're being honest, I would really love someone to ask, but I don't actually want to do it. And so that's what I've been working on with my therapist, like getting, and right when I met the person I'm dating now, I had just gotten out of the societal, like, need and pressure and like the status of getting engaged, and I was doing great because I was like, oh yeah, this is all like it's and also I'm reading this book, All the Single Ladies, which really like gives you hard facts on why marriage is not good for heterosexual women. It keeps us behind. But if you do it, then there was like this caveat in the book that I got to where if you do it when you're 35 or older, it's okay. And then I turned 35 in September and I was like, oh, okay.
That was the mental click that you needed.
I was like, oh, I guess it's okay now. I just really I get tired of people so fast. I really can't imagine it working out.
Yeah, I loved your post that you wrote about all the holiday engagements.
Oh God. I truly hate I hate a hot like number one, it's just wows me that straight guys have the cojones to think that they're like a better sell than Jesus. You think you're gonna overshadow baby Jesus? The gall.
And I love Christmas, so if my boyfriend ever proposed to me on Christmas, I would beat him.
Yeah.
It's like, don't you ruin this for me. Are you kidding me? Because in 10 years, if this doesn't work out, I got to still have Christmas.
Of course
I
you have
can't
to
look
have
at the tree and
Christmas.
think of you on one knee ruining my life.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't no Christmas, no New Year's, no Valentine's Day for sure.
What
I'm
are you,
sorry.
a cliche?
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving corny.
Yeah. Go on a hike.
Halloween, no.
Go see a view.
Yep.
Go on a hike. Just have it be two of you. No one dancing around
Oh my
to
God.
the Marry Me by fucking whatever train. Don't do that
I
shit.
hate those. I hate if I even see a camera in a bush trying to capture it for fucking Instagram, I'm gonna lose my mind. I would say no just for the video, just to ruin the video.
Oh God, on YouTube there is a compilation of failed proposals.
Yeah.
And that'll ruin your night.
Well, I mean, if you want to get in, I mean, if you want to go full fucking hardcore feminist right out of the gates, it's not. It puts unnecessary pressure on the woman that is not fair and is fucked up and like just sets this precedent that like yeah, welcome to a life of doing stuff they don't want to.
Yeah.
That's what I think
very
about
true.
marriage.
I feel like if you're going to do the big proposal, you got to propose beforehand and just have the conversation.
Right.
If I propose to you, would you say yes?
Oh my God.
And if honestly you're not willing to do that, have that honest conversation beforehand, you shouldn't be getting married.
Yeah, it needs to have something that like you talked about. It can't just be out of the blue. You get down on your knee. It's like, what?
Yeah. Don't have the conversation at a Knicks game. All right. Don't do it. That's just not healthy.
Not much is healthy at a Knicks game.
No, that
Their
is
track
very
record
true.
ain't great.
So Corinne, this show is about drinking, and
done it.
something tells me you've had a few cocktails in your day.
I have a full look at this. This is my precious bar cart, my 1960s.
That's a bar cart?
Yes, all behind is fucking filled with booze.
What?
This is so when I promised myself that when I became an adult, which we're still working on it, but I'm closer. I always wanted like a beautiful vintage bar cart, and this truly is my dream home. But the only thing that I felt like it was missing was a fireplace, because I mean, like, that's not really. Yeah. I mean, it's not even really safe in Manhattan. I mean, although I do know some people who have it.
What?
And so I found this on Etsy, this fake fireplace / bar cart that is vintage from the 1960s, and I said, God doggone it,
That's
you gotta have it.
Does it work?
Oh yeah, you can turn it on and it makes like a little crackling sound. It has like a little like red light. It's like very 1960s, but it brings me great joy. And there's a lot of storage space in there, which for Manhattan, anything that looks cute but then also has like extra storage. You hit the jackpot.
That's
in
great.
The 212. Mm-hmm.
What is your drink? What do you like to make?
I like my favorite drink for taste. Like I do love a whiskey sour, or as I say, whiskey sour, emphasis on the whiskey. And then people just said you can just order whiskey with a splash of sour, and I said, but that's not as fun as what I said.
You want it in a coupe? Make it fancy.
I just think it's funny to say emphasis on the whiskey. And a bartender in the city, nothing they love more than someone just being cutesy.
Yeah, being cutesy. Tell me how to pour your drink. Sure.
Oh, they love it. My best friend is from Michigan, and he was a bartender for many years at he's very hot, and he would do all the trendy gay nightclubs, and nicest guy in the world, and I've never been more scared of a human than him when he was bartending. So it turns people.
I mean, I bartended for I think 5 years, and it was in Brooklyn, and by the end of it, I was like, if I don't quit, I'm gonna murder the next bro who comes in and tries to order a fucking what's it called? Oh my God, an Irish coffee. Oh, at brunch. Yeah. I also worked brunch, and I was just like, you need it that bad, huh?
What is this? What is that? Coffee with just whiskey in it?
Coffee, whiskey, and then we have to hand make our own whipped cream. So it takes forever. Oh. And then I have to put it in a nice glass, and I give it to them, and then they're like, it's so cute. And then everybody at the table orders 3 more. It's the same with Aperol spritzes. And you have to crack the ice.
Oh, that's one of my other favorite ones. But why you cracking ice? I've never had one prepared that nicely for me, because that one should be pretty easy.
You would think. But Aperol Spritz is my favorite cocktail. Yeah. And so it's one of those, if I make it haphazardly, I'm going to be very disappointed in myself.
Because that's my new one when I turned into a 45-year-old divorcee at 35.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. But if you crack the ice, I turned my roommate onto it. Now she cracks her ice and everything.
How does one
crack the ice? Okay, so you hold the ice cube in your hand. Okay. And then you take the long spoon. Okay. Stir spoon, and you whip it. Okay. Just whoosh, and then it almost shatters. Okay. And so it's almost like having crushed ice in your drink.
Oh, okay. Yes. Why don't you just make crushed ice?
We didn't have the machine.
Because I was I actually have a little ice cube tray that makes crushed ice.
Oh, that's cute. It just got everything.
It just seems like you guys are making this way harder on yourselves than necessary.
Well, we were also an upscale fine dining place, so it's you have to.
Of course.
And so everybody gets one. Oh, that's so cute. And then you order 6 more, and you're just like, I'm glad these are $14. Otherwise, I'd be pissed.
I like Aperol Spritzes because they look like they're going to taste like a foofy sweet drink, and then you take a sip and you're like, this has a cleaning fluid kind of sensation. Because then anytime it goes Aperol, I don't know what that is. What does it taste like? And I go, have you ever smelled Fabuloso? But I don't think it's not accurate though. I think that's a pretty accurate description. And because it's it's a cute way to hide a probably pretty terrible drinking problem that the person
Oh, for
ordering
sure.
it has.
Yeah, you just need 3 of those and you're tossed.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Bottomless mimosa? Fuck that. Just
Yeah.
get 3 Aperol spritzes. You won't remember your afternoon.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Oh, it's a little
Yeah.
vacation on a glass.
Do you drink wine or beer or anything? Or is it hard liquor?
Beer, I mean, I like both wine and beer. I don't drink beer a lot because I have insulin resistance, so like those extra carbs are really painful for me. Aperol Spritz is great because you can stay in ketosis if you can probably only have one, but it's like one of the more fun drinks. And then wine, I like red wine. White wine gives me a terrible migraine for some reason.
I drink 2 sips of white wine and I have a headache right away.
Last time I had it, I ruined a rug with vomit, so we're done. We are done with that.
Good for you. Way to know your limits.
Thank you.
So it'd be like, I'll just try like an Albarino next.
Yeah, no, I like a very dry red. So I like my favorite Malbec, a Shiraz. That's pretty much the extension of my knowledge on wines. But I think that's better. That's a fancier lifestyle than I ever thought I would lead, even knowing what type of wine I like.
You know what a Shiraz is.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you go? Okay, so let's get I don't know anything about your history. Where are you from?
New Jersey.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
I think there's a lot of tips that tell you that.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I'm like, yeah, I
That
think
checks
she is.
out.
She is from New Jersey. Look at what is that? What?
I have a candelabra. It's a little messy in here right now because I've been having a nervous breakdown, but all the elements are here.
Oh, well, if this is your nervous breakdown,
I also didn't roll. See, that's a roll
doing
top
great.
desk, which is great because you just roll it down and you can't see all that mess there. I forgot to do it though.
You don't need to do it.
I was too busy on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I am mentally, we'll put it this in quotes, stable right now.
Ooh.
And you are clean to me.
Cool. Thank you.
My shit's a mess. It's a
My
nightmare.
stuff is normally hygienically clean. I just have there's chaos. I have a lot of stuff. And also, if you go into someone's house and it's too put away, are you even living?
Yeah. What are you hiding?
Come on, stop.
Yeah. What they're like whipping people in the dungeon.
Yeah, I have things to do.
Yeah. She's a busy bee.
I'm a busy person.
So you're from Jersey. Where'd you go to college?
The School of Visual Arts in Manhattan, right behind. It's on the block behind New York Comedy Club on 24th Street. So it's on 23rd Street. It has that big flag that looks like a carnation, but fun tip: it's actually what happens when you put a paintbrush with paint into water to clean it.
Oh, that's fun.
Didn't know that for the 4 years that I went. So really, I'm really sharing that with others now.
That's great. I went to Pratt, so
very similar. Yep.
Did you drink in high school? Were you hip?
No. I had one cocktail for the finale of Sex and the City that we made in my friend Gabe's garage, and I did call my mom to ask her if it was okay before I drank that. I was real good at two shoes.
You're so sweet.
Yeah.
So you were like, were you not popular? You were like,
oh no, I know that story makes it sound like it was. I was notorious, so it's very similar to now.
What does that mean?
Not
Notorious.
well liked, but well known. It means so my graduating class in high school was 620 people. I was voted most unique. Does that give you a little hint? Most unique. That's a nice way of being like, all right.
She's a little strange. A special gal.
Yeah. I was voted most unique. And I wanted to win that. I was so happy. I was like, that's right, I am.
Yeah.
And I was like lead in school plays, editor of newspaper on varsity baton twirling team. So people knew me, but I was not part of the popular crew. And but I actively was against them,
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm not part of you and I don't want to be, and you disgust me.
What were they like? What made them disgust
They're
you?
just basic and I was like, I don't know why you people can't see this. They're just the most basic nothing people. And it all checks out. None of them achieved anything. Shout out, guys. Hey. Then they come back crawling back trying to friend you on Facebook. I hear you're in comedy now. Get the fuck away from me.
See, that must be nice. None of my high school people have been like, I hear you're in comedy. They've just been like, stay there.
Really? Really?
Yeah, I don't really keep in touch with anyone from high school.
Oh.
Do you have friends in high school still?
My best one of my I have two best friends, and my female best friend is still my best friend. I mean, actually, she's my best friend from middle school.
Oh wow.
Who still is? Oh wow! Look at Alfred. He's coming in for a little French kiss.
Hello, I'll give you sweet kisses.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
There you go.
Steve's been busy, so.
Alfred's a good snuggler.
Yeah. I'm so surprised. I thought he was going to eat me.
No, he just needs a moment to kind of review the situation and see if he can trust you.
Oh.
And now he's good. Now he says you're a good person.
Oh, thank you.
There
Yes,
you go.
please stay. I need this. Thank
Yay.
you. Okay, so
boy.
where you went to college, SVA. Did you drink underage?
Very rarely. I think what really started me, I was like just not interested in drinking. Like,
Yeah.
just truly not. I went to art school, but of course I got the only roommates who were like religious. There were literally like 3 religious people in the entire school, and they were somehow my roommates. And I'm not religious,
Yeah.
but they were lovely people. So we would just like had very like innocent joy thing. And like I was dating a guy much older in college. My college boyfriend, who I met like first month that I was there, had just turned 18 and he was 26.
Oh, wow.
And so I met him like we were auditioning actors for one of the first films we were doing because it was film school. And then we were together for the whole college. But yeah, he just wasn't like super big into drinking. There were times when we would go out and, to nightclubs, because like at that, New York City, especially at that time, you could be 18. It was 18 to enter, 21 to drink. And then he would just like get me a drink, but we weren't really getting wasted at any point.
Yeah.
Like he would get, I would drink some like gin and tonics or whatever. But then when junior year of college, I interned at Late Night with Conan O'Brien, one of the last years that he was filming in New York. And a lot of the interns were a couple years older, and that's when I started like getting more into drinking, because we would work really long hours and then we would all go out in Midtown and they would just have me buy a Diet Coke, and then they would buy shots and then pour it into my glass. Like, I mean, we had a big production where we would all cheers, and then as we all held up the glasses, someone would pour the shot into my Diet Coke. Like, it was so performative and like definitely not necessary to go to these lengths.
The bartender's back there like, I know what you're doing.
Like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We just can't serve it to you directly,
Yeah. You could pour it in front of me.
Yeah, no one gives a shit.
If you tip me $5, I could care less. Jesus.
But yeah, that's what we would do.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for your friends for being that chill.
Yeah, we found a place that like served $5 grilled cheeses with French fries. So we would go there, and that was the same place that we would do this shot production. So, because we were broke at the time. I mean, I remember we would eat like leftover catering food from whoever the guest was. Like, that was a thing. They were called bandwages, and like that's like after the famous person didn't eat the food, then the band would get to pick from it, and then what the band didn't eat, we would get to pick from.
Wow. So second leftovers.
Yeah, it was. And there was also the coolest part about interning for Conan, I mean, I guess besides the part where you're working for Conan O'Brien, is that they had a Coke machine on, and you didn't have to put money in it. You just press it and the Coke came out. And that was really cool.
That's very cool.
It's the little things. And like to
Yeah.
this day, that would still excite me if there was a soda machine at my job that I didn't have to pay for. That brings me like, so we would be leaving. We would literally bring full like JanSport backpacks empty, and we would be leaving, and it was weighed down with these bottles of Coke. We would be tipping over in the elevator because that's all we had. So we're like, we're going to take all this soda.
Yeah, well, if you're working for free, I feel like you get paid in Coke and secondhand
all
sandwiches.
All the soda and secondhand sandwiches, secondhand potato salad we've even done.
Oh, no.
I mean,
that's a tough one.
I mean, it's not like she dipped her fork into it. It was like, like the big, container that you would get from like a Costco.
Oh, yeah.
And so hopefully she used a serving spoon, but I don't know. I mean, this
Who
was
is she?
Bette Midler specifically is who I'm thinking of.
Hey, Bette Midler's potato salad?
Right?
That's very cool.
Kind of exciting.
You buried the lead here.
Well, because in my head I had already I forgot, because to me I'm like, oh, this is just a story that I think about often.
I think about it all the time.
She was there for like an hour, and she had so much food on her rider, but she didn't eat any of it.
What?
I think sometimes people just have a really lengthy rider, to show how famous they are, perhaps.
Oh,
Otherwise, I'm Bette Midler. When I was in college, I worked in a shoe store in Nolita. no longer exists. May it rest in peace. I just passed the empty shoe store when I went to get a COVID test the other day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But hey guys, I get COVID tested. It sounds like such a I'm better than you. But she came into the store when I worked there, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking Bette Midler. And she was very nice. She was looking at some shoes to buy for her daughter.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Well, she's in there buying something for someone else.
Yeah.
That's a kind person.
Yeah, I like
Bet.
her.
She's a little crazy, but I like her.
On Twitter, yeah.
Yeah,
she goes
batshit.
off on Twitter. Her and Cher are the best follows on Twitter. Cher, it's like, you're one of the most famous people of all time. Why can't you type?
Yeah.
She just never learned how to type.
No. But she's like Cher, so she doesn't need to.
She's well into her 70s, can do a full 2-hour choreographed show. Can't type a tweet.
Yeah.
I don't know why. She types like a 14-year-old on MySpace. Like it's like caps.
She is a very big on all caps. That's it.
It's weird.
Yeah. She's a bizarre lady.
And it's like I've heard her speak in interviews. I know she speaks the human language even.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying English, just the human language.
She has an Academy Award. Like, come on, girl.
Wait, which one did she win an Academy Award
It was
for?
Moonstruck.
Moonstruck, okay.
Yes.
And then, then she gets on Twitter and you're like, is she one of the aliens that we've been talking about? Because she might be. She might be.
She might be. I mean, she wore that leather suit extremely well.
I love her, though. I'm, like, really obsessed with her. She's, because she has, great quotes, like men are like dessert, etc.
Men are dessert.
Mama, I am a rich man. I mean, these are classics that we now see on lots
I don't know that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because she was like, she was telling the interviewer about some advice her mom gave her, and her mom had basically said, Cher, marry a rich man, and she said, Mom, I am a rich man. And that kind of re-entered the ether recently, so you'll see it in like Etsy shops on a lot of handmade greeting cards, etc. But I really loved that. I just got very into Cher again. I feel like she's just the role model that we all need.
Yeah, she's great, and
I like
she's
her.
not afraid of her opinions.
Mm-mm.
She shouts them out in all caps, and then sometimes not all caps, and then sometimes misspelled. Like she just they're out there.
Oh God, I turned my phone off. I don't know. My trainer is FaceTiming me. That's
fun.
I don't know why he's
showing you how to do a
FaceTiming me.
squat.
It's not. It's Friday. We don't work out on Fridays, Tice. Come on.
How often a day? How often?
I work out with
you.
Tice 2 days a week. But then I try to work out other days. But then they just I'm a member of New York Sports Club, and they didn't tell me, and then they just changed it to another gym.
Oh, really?
And I go, I don't. Can I go here? Or so that's on my to-do list. That I have to go into Temple Gym and say, can I go here?
Yeah.
Because I don't. No one seems to know.
Yeah. Yeah. And are the gyms open?
They had been. I don't know. I mean, like, obviously, like, limited capacity.
Yeah.
Masks. 'Cause I don't think they reclosed them after they opened them.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't know. Everything. That's part of the fun of pandemic living. You just
Yeah.
leave your house and you go, this is what I want to do. Will I be able to do it? Probably not.
Will it happen?
But we'll have to take
I
a
need
walk.
to make an appointment 3 weeks in advance? Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
I had to make an appointment to spend $1,500 on an iPhone.
Oh, my God. Don't even get me started with the iPhone.
Apple.
Oh,
Apple. You fucking temptress.
I mean, I bought, I needed a charger. That's it. I just need a charger. Bought one online. They said, pick it up at 6:15. I get there at 6:15, and they're like, okay, wait in line, and then they'll let you in and give you what you already bought. And I didn't leave until 7 o'clock.
Oh, my
And I was
God.
waiting outside in the cold, and I had a spot at 7:24.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I was like, if you make me late for this spot when I was being responsible.
Yeah, they should have it
Screw.
prepared like Chipotle to go or something. Like,
Yes.
they could put it in a little cubby, and then they could put it, with your last name. You're like, it's in the P section.
That's all you need to do. But instead, they're like, do you know how to work your charger? Do you need any help working? You have to go up to like the Genius bar.
Oh, that's silly.
I was like, I know how to plug it in. I'm very good at plugging things in. I am the best, some would say.
Well, and then they pulled some bullshit where I was almost leaving without having purchased a new charger because like the cord came with it for the iPhone 12, and then I go. Then I was like, oh, maybe I should ask if I need a new, whatever AC adapter, and and then like, oh, of course we changed it because we don't respect you.
I know they changed everything. The charger is all different. Yeah, you get 'em, baby. Yeah, you hear something, you say something. Alfred was growling, in case you couldn't hear it. But
Little cutie.
yeah, and they changed that, and then it doesn't come with headphones. And so I was
because they want to force you to get the AirPods.
Yeah, now I won't get them. I have the string ones, and I want everybody to think I'm poor so I don't get robbed.
Yeah. Number one, that's a great tactic, and I also have thought of that. And then number two, I just have kind of weird ears, and things don't stay in them.
No.
So I have to get those over the ear. I do have Bluetooth, but I have like the over the ear ones that I use for running.
You have
I can't run with AirPods in. Why don't I just throw $200 on the gym floor and leave it there?
She has unique ears, doesn't she?
They're
the most unique in all New Jersey.
They're like little on the inside, but then they don't have the reinforcement at the top.
I see.
They just go
you
flat.
Got flimsy ears.
Yeah, they just go flat like an elf. And like when I wear my mask, they're just like holding on for dear life, curling over. Special.
Okay. Well, we went on a super duper tangent, and I'm fine with that.
We talked about drinking a little bit, alcohol.
Let's see what's on that notepad.
Oh yeah.
Corinne, by the way, to the people who listen to this podcast all the time, Corinne made notes. She has a few pages full of notes of drinking stories that she's going to share with us.
I love the concept of taking these like very studious notes about all the times I blacked out.
Yes, I think it's fantastic because usually people are like, I have to like beg people to give me the
such a yin yang here.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, I've written down every time I've humiliated myself. Okay.
Oh, God. Well, first of all, your girl loves to black out. I mean, I don't love it in my heart, but my mind does. And this is a fact I like to share. I don't know. Are you someone who blacks out or not?
I black out, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's why we talked about it on Guys We Fucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes. I black out, and I do want to share this information with your listeners since it's a drinking podcast. Don't worry, guys. I mean, worry if you black out, but also at a certain point, once you black out once, you will always black out at a point. I read a whole Psychology Today article on it. It's like literally like a light switch in your brain that cannot be reversed. So if you are someone who blacks out at a certain point in drinking, you will always black out no matter what. It's nothing you're really personally doing. I try to like avoid it, and there's definitely some alcohols that are bad. Like tequila is just a hard no for me.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll black out after like 2 drinks, like really like almost nothing. You know, sometimes I can do 8.
Yeah.
That's
really so fascinating because I black out, and sometimes it's usually like I can sense it's coming. Like I do a brown out.
Oh,
and then
see,
I'm
I
gone.
can't. Mine is, hey, everything is great. Switch to, cut to, next morning.
Yeah. Waking up being like, how did
barfing.
Did I?
Yep.
Anything?
Yep.
Who knows?
Not great.
No, it's
great.
not good.
Okay, so yes, before I was in comedy, I worked in talent management, and this story is what I feel like is like my moment in the sunshine.
Yeah.
or in the blackout, I guess is more appropriate.
In the darkness.
In the darkness. So yeah, I was working a lot, and the only thing I had to look forward to in my life during this time, I guess besides like succeeding or like going up the corporate ladder or whatever, was open bars. Loved an open bar. Love an open bar. When you're working 70 hours a week on less than $30,000 a year, an open bar is everything. And then also an open bar where you might get to meet a celebrity.
I mean,
that's fun. I love celebrities to this day. Love celebrities. And so I was going to the Tonys after party for the Broadway shows West Side Story and God of Carnage. God of Carnage starred James Gandolfini. And so I get there, had a casting director that I was sleeping with at the time, extras casting.
Not impressive.
Not, I just I didn't want to, sometimes people come in, I was dating a casting director who,
of course,
he's extras casting. So you remember, that guy that was sitting at a table behind the lead of Law and Order SVU.
That's the jurors.
Yeah, that's who he got on there. And so we went and got drunk pretty quickly. Did have sex in the bathroom, which, I mean, more of a weird move for him than me. He was certainly further ahead in the industry than I was. I was a lowly assistant at a talent management company. He was extras casting, I'm being snarky about it, but he people knew him, you know? People knew him.
He knew people at the place?
Yeah, of course, definitely.
And it's just
It's
stalls.
not that big of an industry, especially when you're in New York. Like everyone knows each other. The casting directors definitely all know each other. And then, yeah, we had sex in the bathroom. They were separate bathrooms, though.
Okay.
But they were like the kind where like no one was really watching it. And also at industry events, I feel like security is kind of lax.
Yeah.
So we did that. Then I continued making visits to, the open bar. I'm hobnobbing with managers and agents and everything. And then at one point, I just get so fucking drunk that I saunter out to the outside fancy part. I remember like stumbling and like spilling my drink a little bit on like an uppity, I spilled it on the ground. I didn't spill it on anyone. And it was like outside. So who the hell cares?
Yeah.
But I remember like in the brownout state that I was in at the time, just this like very uppity gay man being like, like who as if gay men have never gotten drunk before. It's like, how do you think I learned how to get this drunk? From frequenting gay clubs, sir. Anyway, I was like, the reason I have a drinking problem because I've been trying to keep up with 6 feet tall gay men for the past fucking 10 years. Literally why I had a bit of a drinking problem. Or, I definitely like was like, what is it called when you like pound drink?
Chug?
No, like, I don't know.
Shotgun?
No, just like people who drink a lot, and I don't know.
Alcoholics.
There's a word for it. Yeah, it's like a different sect of alcoholism. There's people who drink every day, and then there's people who just don't drink for a while, and then when they do, watch out.
Yeah.
Call a sitter. And so after I spilled a little on the ground, I was like, ugh, no one here is fun, and I'm sure I was being obnoxious, but like we're at an industry event, so everyone's obnoxious in their own special ways. Mm-hmm. And I go out and I see like, the people I work with, and I see James Gandolfini, and like, yes, he was there, and yes, it was for his event, but I wasn't there. I don't work for him. I don't even work for someone who works for the show that he works on. But in my drunken mind, I go, I know that guy. I'm not even a soprano. I hadn't even watched The Sopranos. I just was like, I know that guy. And when you're drunk, you're like, oh, I know everyone. Yeah. Who cares if I know him from TV or real life? I fucking know him. So I just confidently strut over and sit just right next to James Gandolfini. His wife was also on the other side of him. I mean, gorgeous, just decked out in so much jewelry that it looked cumbersome. Like it was heavy. It was like when you put too many ornaments on a Christmas tree and the branches start falling.
It's drooping.
I was like, girl, do you need help? Can we check some of that for you? I've just never seen so much jewelry on a human being. But like, whatever. I don't think she spoke, but she looked happy and she was sparkling. So good on you, girlfriend. And we're chatting. He's one of those really like, and you hear stories about them. I had never met him before, or really knew anything about him besides, obviously he's a star of The Sopranos. But he very engaging, charismatic. I'm a dumb drunk bitch who shows up. He includes me in the conversation.
Oh my god,
just like really nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the only other person I ever met like that was Ann Coulter, which is true, but that doesn't set a good tone posthumously for James Gandolfini. Whatever. We know he's a nice guy. And then just all of a sudden cut to me drunk asleep on James Gandolfini's shoulder. I drunkenly fell asleep. Like, when you just like nod off and your head kind of tilts like a stranger on a subway train. And I remember coming to, and I wake up and I open my eyes and I look up and I'm looking into, well, more of his chin, I guess I was looking into, but I was looking into, and I go, and I, even in my drunken state, I was able to like reconcile with the fact I was like, what a nice man. Not only does he not know me, he includes me in the conversation, and then I drunkenly fall asleep on his shoulder, and he does not move my head. What a fucking mensch.
What a sweet boy.
What a sweet soul.
Oh my god.
And so nothing crazy happens, but that is definitely my favorite drunk story, because like, to fall asleep on someone that famous when you're drunk.
Yeah.
And like he knows I'm drunk. There's no,
Yeah.
when you're, how old was I at the time? When you're 24, you're not secretly drunk.
Yeah, no.
Everyone knows.
Yeah. You're like whispering,
I'm
but you're whispering. Yeah,
When
that's
you're
how it is with a
24-year-old white girl at an open bar.
Yeah.
No one thinks you're just tired.
No. I'm exhausted.
And like I was tired and I really was working a lot, so at least I can claim that. I wasn't someone who like mommy and daddy like were paying their credit card bill. But yeah, that's my favorite story. That was also the same night. Okay, so the same night, the casting director, I almost fucking forgot this. So Jane Fonda was also there.
No.
And this bitch tried to steal my date.
Are you serious?
She gave me the middle finger from across the room, like the Italian middle finger, which is like different, like, but it's like a European fuck you.
It's
which
like
is
the two?
Yeah, it's like extra fingers. I have a photo of her doing it somewhere. And she really like my date was really cute. He was like he was just short but like a really handsome guy. Still is a very handsome guy. And she took a liking to him and was flirting with him all night. I think he was like sitting on her lap at one point. And then she was fucking trying to fight me across the room for this guy. I was like, I don't even care. I don't even care. I'm fine hanging out with James Gandolfini. Take the extras casting dude. You're Jane Fonda. Aim higher.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, how are you gonna start a fight? I mean, I recognize she's a legend, but how are you gonna start a fight with me from across the room, Jane Fonda? Very rude. Very rude.
Who did he go home with?
He by himself. I think we all went home alone.
Alone? I
think we all went home to our respective apartments. I actually can't even remember. I might have gone home with him that night. But I would have gone home with him because he lived in his own studio apartment and I had a roommate.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't go home with Jane Fonda, which is the most important
That's
thing.
the biggest thing.
He didn't go home with Jane
You
Fonda.
beat Jane
but he took
Fonda.
a lot of photos with her and then posted them on Facebook.
Okay.
And I was like, that's fine. I mean, I have pictures. Oh, and then he like made me. I just spent a lot of the night taking pictures of him with famous people, which kind of just makes you lose respect for someone. It's like,
yes.
It's like, well, obviously you don't like me that much, and that's fine. Like, cause we like, it was weird. It was like we would see each other on and off, but it was more like just whenever we both felt like it. It's not like I was in love with him or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was
I
like
can't
a
even
casual, flingy-esque type of deal.
You know, I have a thing in my where I try to like if I like anyone at all, I do try to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put like way too much in the beginning, and then I'll lose interest really quickly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
and that's what same as always.
Well,
we're still on good terms. He's happily married, has a kid, whatever.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he's great.
Do you get to go to the restaurant and eat food?
He invited me. I haven't gone yet, but like, yeah, and he like did the Guys Who Fuck podcast and everything.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he's very nice. Nothing bad to say about him besides all the bad stuff I already said about him.
Yeah. Besides being a celebrity picture whore.
Besides that 10 minutes where I just trashed him, he's great. Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if he banged Jane Fonda in the bathroom.
Oh, God. You know what? I never thought of that until now.
I'm sorry.
Now I'm going to lose sleep. I'm going to have to fucking text him after this.
Did you finger Jane
Hey,
Fonda?
remember that night when you left me for Jane Fonda at a party, which is totally understandable in retrospect.
She looks great.
She looks great.
Yeah.
I'm not Jane Fonda. I can't get that mad. I wasn't mad even at him. I was just mad at how confrontational she was. I was like, girlfriend, I know that you're better than me. I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even trying to fight this.
Yeah. I'm trying to take a nap.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if you. I'm taking a nap on Tony Soprano right now while his wife recovers from her exhausting day of carrying jewelry on her body.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
He probably looked at you and was like, this is someone's daughter.
Oh,
you know?
God.
And just, it was this little.
I remember when he died, I held a shiva for him because I held like I held a theme party, which sounds disrespectful. But it really was to honor it was to honor his legacy because I said that's a nice guy.
Which sounds disrespectful, but
you got to get people to come. You know, a party still involves marketing. Everyone didn't have this very personal experience with James Gandolfini that I had, so I needed a reason to get them there.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yep.
What did you do at this party?
Well, you know, traditional shiva, it's just which is, you know, the Jewish mourning process. You just cover mirrors with blankets because you're not supposed to be looking at yourself. You're supposed to be thinking about the dead person. So I basically just covered all the mirrors in my apartment with sheets, and then we drank. But just Just like how James
The
Gandolfini
loosest
would have
theme.
wanted it.
Barely a theme.
We talked about him a lot. That's a shiva. There's food, there's drinks, and you cover mirrors. That's all there is. So talk to Judaism.
All right, I'll make a call.
Talk to Judaism, not me.
That's how. So how old were you then? 24. You were 24.
20. I think I was by that time. Well, by the time he died, I was like 25, 26. Because I remember who I was dating at the time.
Yeah.
The person who would go on to break my heart and be the impetus for the Guys We Fucked podcast.
Oh my God. Was it a comic?
In quotes, UCB.
I see.
Improviser, for those who don't know what UCB is.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you know, we look as stand-ups, we now look down on improvisers.
Yeah. I know.
Sure, was it my foundation? Did I learn everything, all the foundation and roots of everything that I do now to this day from it? Yes, but I don't respect it.
Well, but he brought you to this mural. Okay.
He brought me to this mural.
This
right
is
here.
what you got out of it. That piece of shit UCB. I don't know the person, but I'm sure.
Honestly, I was sitting down and reflecting on all the people I've dated and who I actually felt like I learned something or had like a functioning relationship with, and he was one of the few people that I was like, okay, like he got me.
Yeah.
He didn't get me enough to like be my life partner, but he got me enough to let me go. Like him, like at the time he was like, I'm dumping you because you need to go do your own thing.
Yeah.
And you're like supporting me too much.
Oh.
And like he wanted a supportive girlfriend, but he knew that two stars couldn't be in a relationship together, which at the time seemed like such a cop out, like demeaning way to dump someone. But then I was like, oh, he was right. I am a star.
Yeah.
It's not like I never thought it's not like I was dating him and thought I wasn't, but I guess maybe he was a little older and he recognized that I was putting too much time into supporting his dreams and not enough into my own, which I didn't even realize at the time, and certainly was not purposeful or my intention. But it was nice of him in retrospect.
Yeah. So you have some respect for him now.
Yeah. Some. I don't really have respect for a lot of people, so that's not saying much. But I don't have any ill will against him.
Oh, there you go.
Like if someone gave me a voodoo doll with his hair on it, I would say no, I'm good.
Yeah. He can sit on the shelf and watch me succeed.
Yeah, he's very talented and stuff.
Oh, did he make it?
He was on an impression show with Dana Carvey.
Oh, okay. Did he win?
I don't think so. That's
Well,
something
then.
though. He only picked like 12 people, so that's great.
You know what? In the grand scheme of things,
He's one of the 12.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, person who is that? Good for you.
Thank you.
Oh, she's looking at her notebook.
Well, I didn't know how much. So that was that's my number one story. I mean, there's a lot. There are a lot of photos because like when I started drinking, you have to remember like iPhones weren't a thing yet. So we had flip phones, and then I would bring my digital camera to bars.
Oh my God.
And so you had this like. I mean, you could still do this with an iPhone today, but there's just something more fun about doing it on a digital camera. So like waking up so hungover, for me, in my Hello Kitty single person's bed the next day, and then taking my digital camera off the floor and then remembering what happened by just looking through the photos backwards. So you see yourself go from drunk to sober, but it's bad. I mean, one of my favorite things that I discovered on a digital camera one day was that I had made out with a lady at a gay nightclub.
Hell yeah.
Didn't even know. And then when I started thinking about it, I was like, oh, I do remember that. And all I remembered was that, so it was a male gay nightclub. So everyone's a gay man except, and like me and this woman were like the only females there.
Yeah.
She was like a tourist from Spain there with her husband. And I don't know if that was her husband's way of being like, I'm in America and I'm gay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. She obviously needed a mouth to meet hers that night, and then like as I started building the memories back by looking at the photos, all I could remember is that her mouth was very cold. But that's good, because if you kiss someone, I'd rather have a cold mouth than a hot mouth.
Nothing worse than a hot mouth with a hot breath and then the hot tongue.
Yeah.
Just like what?
So it was nice and cold, and I wasn't like sexually aroused by it, but in the hot nightclub, it was a little nice respite from all the sweat. Just a nice cold mouth.
So you go to a lot of gay clubs.
Oh yeah, I mean that's where my drinking problem developed. And when I say problem, I don't really mean problem, but some ex-boyfriends would say problem.
Well, that's why they're ex.
Exactly. Bye-bye.
When did you start going to gay clubs?
Minute I could get into them. I mean, there was ones that I went to when I was 18, but then obviously like very heavily right when I graduated when I was 21, because my best friend who I met in college was this kind of like celebrity nightlife bartender. And so, I mean, part of the reason I would go was because most of my friends were gay, but then also because the only place I could get free drinks was at these gay clubs, because that's where my bartender friends worked. And you know, when you're young and you're broke, you go to where your friend works.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if it's the worst bar or the best bar. I'm fortunate that they worked at really fun gay bars.
Yeah.
You know, because I love it, because, you know, they play the Spice. That's the place where they play the Spice Girls.
Of course.
They play
of course.
the 90s dance music.
Yeah.
They play the soundtrack from A Night at the Roxbury. They play all the hits that you want to hear. You know, I want to hear La Bouche. I don't want to hear reggaeton. Get out of my face. I'm not, and it's just like, it really is this place where you can get pretty wildly drunk and not feel unsafe. You don't feel like you're going to get assaulted. If someone touches your pussy, it's like, because I want one too. It's not like, they don't want to insert themselves in you. And that's a nice feeling, you know? There is just like this sense of freedom. And I always just like, as kind of like a weirdo, I just get along better with the LGBTQ community. Like, even, you know, a couple years ago when I was on the Kesha cruise, that was like, you know, it was not advertised as a queer cruise, but when you get on, you go, this is a queer cruise.
Yeah.
and queer is like definitely more specific than, you know, gay. And I, even though I am not sexually queer, like, I definitely feel like that's the kind of people I would prefer to hang out with. Even before it was even like cool or overly socially accepted, I was always like hanging out with like, you know, people who would cross dress or drag queens and stuff like that. That's the interesting people. I remember when I was looking to buy an apartment, the broker goes to me, she's like, was showing me this apartment in Chelsea or something, and she was just like, if you bought this apartment, your neighbor would be a sommelier. And I took her aside and I was like, listen, girlfriend, I love who you think I am. I love what you want for my life. But what I gotta tell you is, I can't be living next to a sommelier. I go, I'm the type of person, I said, I need to live next door to like drag queen, drug addict, alcoholic. And I these are real things I listed to my broker. Who is Robert De Niro's niece, by the way?
Are you serious?
Yeah. She must be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I have never gotten this list before.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to purchase a home and like try to be someone I'm not. I was like, I need to be exactly who I am, and it's not a girl who lives next door to a sommelier.
No,
I mean, I was like, you're lucky I even knew what that word was.
I know what a Shiraz is, and that's it.
Sommelier. I mean, I couldn't even. I could imagine the people that would be in and out of that apartment, the kind of modern furniture that guy would have. There would be no cushions on any of the chairs.
What would he say about this mural?
Turn his nose up at this.
I mean, he would have something to say about that coyote.
Yeah. He would be like, well, I can't believe you have this custom-made flamingo table from Arizona.
I didn't even notice that it was flamingo.
Yeah, an old man in Arizona made this for me. It does light up too. I don't know where the remote control is, but it's a neon light that runs through the center.
Incredible.
I couldn't find a table that was just already made that I liked. And then I found this man and I said, can you make one for me? Can you make one for me?
Incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then I guess I did also a lot of stuff. I would also like BYOB a lot to places that weren't BYOB.
Oh, really?
That's a money saving tip for any young people listening. You just, because, in the early 2000s, big purses were all the rage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So my friend Deanna and I, because Deanna was not my ultimate best friend, but she was my best drinking friend. And I think, like, for all you drinkers out there, you know that, like, you need a friend who is just, like, always down for whatever. That's your drinking friend can't be a high maintenance friend.
No.
Can't be someone who's not down for the cause. Can't be someone who's worried about how they appear to others. Yeah. This needs to be a down ass bitch. And Deanna is a down ass bitch. Irish girl, not surprisingly. And I met her when we were interning at Conan. And we would frequent, the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, because these were all places where, yes, you could see comedy, which we love, but you could also get, a $5
Yeah.
PBR and whatever.
Yeah.
So we would do that, and then we got this thing where we would go to the liquor store and we would buy a full-sized bottle of flavored vodka, and that's what we would drink out for the whole night. So we would go to a bar. We would each buy a soda. So we would have a cup from the establishment, and then we would continuously go to the bathroom and take shots, and then also pour this into our cup, and that's how you spend $5 and have a great night.
You know
well, I
what?
guess you spend, maybe $25 total because
Yeah,
you have to buy the bottle.
But otherwise, you'd be spending $100.
Exactly.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
I've done that.
We're fiscally responsible.
I go out to parks and I just bring my own liquor and booze and I just sit in the park. But I never thought to like bring it into an establishment.
Oh yeah,
which is very off-brand for me. You'd think that I would
just fully put it in the bag. No one, and even when even if they look like, if you put enough shit over, just put a bunch of tampons over them.
Oh
no
yeah,
one,
yeah.
No, I've never met a bouncer who was gonna move tampons with his hand. Never met. Lived in New York City for 17 years. And I'm not saying use tampons. This is not disgusting. I'm saying wrap tampons. They won't move. Men won't move. Men will not touch a tampon. This is a Corinne Fisher guarantee.
Yeah.
They your boyfriend might pick up a box from the store, but a man you don't know is not touching your loose tampon.
No.
He's not doing it. So don't worry about it. Just sprinkle them over. It's like it's man repellent. It's bouncer repellent.
They don't know how it works. They just assume it's full of blood.
Exactly.
If I touch that, it's either broken to her.
Yeah.
She can't put it in her snatch.
She might get
I didn't
pregnant.
wash my hands in the last
No
5
one
minutes.
knows.
Or it's covered in blood and I'm going to come out with Hep C.
Exactly.
Well, Corinne, I know you got to go. You got a busy day.
I have a busy day.
You got a busy day. What would you like to plug?
Well, for the drinkers, I want to say that you've done enough drinking when you've met Lance Bass so many times that he has to remind you that you've met.
Are you serious?
That's my was going to be my sign off.
Oh my God, please. Okay.
He was at the gay clubs. And it got to the point where I wrote down, I go, like, how much drinking do you have to do that someone from NSYNC has to remind you that you've met? That is like you've reached a new height. I feel like you know how they give you chips when you're in Alcoholics Anonymous? I feel like I owe someone chips for that level of drinking success. To this day, I'm sure Lance still knows who I am.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He is friends with my friend Mark, but that's not why he remembered me. He remembered me because he was like, oh, there's always, little tipsy teapot over there. Always falling over.
At the gay clubs.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh.
And these are like different ones. It was just so funny. It was just so funny that Lance is like, no, I know who you are.
Oh my God.
He didn't seem that upset either.
That's phenomenal.
I'm sure he's met more annoying girls. He's in sync.
I mean, I was a huge NSYNC fan.
Mm-hmm.
I was a JC fan.
Me
but
too.
Oh my God, the most talented
JC
one.
over Justin any day of the week.
day.
Any day of the week.
Absolutely, 500% agree.
Yes.
Oh
what a
my
talent.
God. Yes.
And I'm a brown haired. I like the brown haired boys.
Brown haired boys. He could play the piano. He could sing.
I had a little necklace from Claire's Accessories that said JC, and then I realized when I wore it to school, everyone thought it meant Jesus Christ. And I was like, no.
Like, I don't even care. I know what it means.
I know what it means.
This is unique.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I can't believe you met Lance Bass multiple times.
Yeah, wish I remember more of it. But
Me too. Oh, did he smell good? Was he wearing jewelry? Tank top.
I don't know. I mean, he looks exactly the way you would think he does. He's like,
Yeah.
he has those big kind of like, he has big eyes like a friendly cartoon sloth. Just like real cute, nice spiky blonde hair.
Yeah.
That we grew to love. He's a cutie.
He's phenomenal.
He's a cutie pie.
God bless you. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. So then, you guys can follow me on social media at Philanthropy Gal. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. God help us. And I have 2 podcasts. If you want to hear about like fucking dudes and ladies and relationships, it's Guys We Fuck, the anti-slut shaming podcast. And then if you want to hear me, roast in the news, and I'm sober during the show, but it's a good one called That's Without a Country. If you want to get more into politics, that's my newer one. Very proud of it.
That's great.
Thank
Congratulations.
You. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Corinne.
This has been a blast.
I'm so glad.
I forgot how much, you know what? I was like, I forgot how much I fucking love drinking.
It's so fun.
Because the first half of quarantine, I was like, I had started drinking alone, which is something I never did, and I was having a blast.
Yes.
And then I was like, all right. And then I got back, into like the fitness, eating healthy phase, which is less, better for you, I suppose, but less fun. But now I'm like, yo, I want to get wasted.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go to a wine store on my way home and just like
nice.
pick it up.
Nice.
We have a fire pit in our backyard.
Oh my God.
So that's what we've been doing. We've been
That's
sitting around the
so
fire
fun.
getting wasted with
I
my
wanted to get
roommates.
one for mine, but I didn't know if the smoke would bother my neighbors.
You can get a small one and then just get like a Duraflame. and you'll be
Okay.
fine.
Because I was like, I
Mhm.
have a heater. I have like a restaurant heater in the back.
Yeah,
but-
I can show you. I'll take a picture of what we have
Nice.
and I'll send it to you.
So fun.
Because it's like, it doesn't go wide, it goes up. And so
Okay.
the smoke is very narrow.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll show you. But
Oh
it's
my
great.
God.
Oh my God, you got to get one. You have this back. You have a fucking,
Yeah.
what's that? I almost said a hookah. Hammock.
Oh, party all. My girl likes to party all the time.
All right, Corinne, thank you so much for doing the pod.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you. Hopefully we have half of it. Okay. Bye.